You must see that video. It is on YouTube as well. That ULFA militancy to meditation. There is this Naxalite group in India, right? ULFA. So 700 militants of ULFA came to Bangalore ashram. They dropped the weapon. They joined the mainstream. They did program maybe I guess 10, 20 or 30 days. I don't know exactly how many days. I don't remember. You see that video, maybe you can share with your viewers, maybe in the comment section or something like this, in the description. That video, if you watch, you will not believe that how this few days can change someone's life. I love this very beautiful thing which Gurudev said, that behind every culprit there is a victim crying for help.
Namaste everybody, welcome to Chitti Media. My name is Sharan Sethi, your host. Today are two special occasions. One is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday, and the other one is a big journey of discovering art of living and how Sri Ravi Shankar discovered Sudarshana Kriya, and then we know what happened later on. To discuss that journey, we have Prasad Karwaji with us. Prasadji, thank you so much for joining us. Namaste, how are you?
Namaste, namaste. I'm good, fantastic.
Just a small introduction about Prasad ji. He's a social activist and a columnist, and he's been associated with the art of living for a very long time. And he's also a teacher who is spreading Sudarshana Kriya to thousands of people across India. Prasad ji, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks, Lord. Same here.
And if we can move on to our first question, tell us how and why today is a very special occasion, because we have seen your tweet, but for our audience to understand, please do tell us about it.
So almost 4 decades back, I think it's in 1982, Gurudev Sri Shankar went into silence for 10 days. He meditated in the cave. And that time, the Sudarshan Kriya technique, the breathing technique, was revealed to him. Okay. And we all know what happened after that. He started teaching the course, and it's been now 4 decades. And in just 4 decades, this technique has helped millions of people across the globe. Literally means in the countries where we cannot even imagine that how come a Indian spiritual practice can go there and still grow there, right? So it's like amazing. That day changed the life for me. It changed the life for me. That's day 4 decades back when I was not even born, and it changed lives of millions of people, and it started a completely new chapter for the humanity. I believe like that.
Right, that's very interesting. For maybe some of our audience who may not know what Sudarshana Kriya is exactly
Right.
and exactly what it does, can you tell us how this has impacted thousands of people, in fact, millions of people, and what exactly it entails to achieve?
Yeah. So, see, there's a constant fight between our brain and our heart. If you see, we are like constantly working day to day, and we are like, when we have holiday, we don't want to work, we just want to get rest, we want to be happy, we want to watch Netflix and do my thing. So there's constantly fight between our head and our mind and our heart, right? And there's a very big gap, and between this fight, who is suffering? We ourselves. Yeah.
Yes.
Now just imagine as a hypothetical situation that this both mind and heart is fighting every day, and we are suffering. So where should we go? Now who should we ask for the advice? So ourselves, we go to our gut feeling, yeah, that please help me what to do. And our gut feeling says, okay, even I am dying because of this fight, please go to your lungs and help yourself. Okay, you know the breath, right? It's a magical technique. It's a magic we have with us, which is in the present moment continuously. Our mind is something which constantly bother about future. Our heart is something which constantly look in the past and gets regret and all the sort of like anger and guilt and stuff. Our breath is something which is in the present moment. And Sudarshan Kriya is the technique which is a breathing technique which works on our breath. So we know everyone knows that when we are angry, our breath pattern is different. We are like like this, our breath pattern is something like that.
Yes.
When we are happy, our breathing pattern is different. When we see something amazing, we take a long breath, something like this. Wow, right? When we are sad or depressed, our breath is different. So our emotion changes, our breath changes. We cannot handle our mind on the level of our mind.
Right.
If we tell ourselves ki, okay, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I have to sleep right now, and if we keep telling our mind to sleep, it will not sleep. It will drop that thought, then only it will sleep. The nature of our mind is effortlessness,
Yes.
right? So how we can control our mind? We know that breath is connected, and we can control our breath. It is in the present moment. So through breathing, we can control our mind, and once we control our mind, once we have that happy mind, we can do anything in this world, right? So Sudarshan Kriya is a proper rhythmic technique, okay, which works on our breath. And I tell you, the result has been so amazing, and obviously it is amazing. That's why a lot of people, like millions of people, practice it every day across the globe.
Yes.
Like you might not believe, but art of living programs happen in Gulf countries, Islamic countries, even in Pakistan, a war affected area, Syria, and all these places. Art of living teachers are working in these regions to bring peace, to teach people Sudarshan Kriya, to get the relief from the trauma, right? So I think it's none less than a revolution. Like revolution is also a very small word for me, because I know I have experienced it. For me, before when I learned Sudarshan Kriya, before when I did Sudarshan Kriya, I was from 6th class to 10th class. I did Sudarshan Kriya for the first time, Art of Living program for the first time in 10th class. 4 years, 6 to 10th, I used to have these severe migraine attacks,
Right.
and it was terrible. Almost a month in a whole year I used to spend in a hospital. Like it was really terrible. And I tried allopathy, I tried Ayurvedic, I tried every single medicines available. Then my sisters who did this program, they forced me, no, you have to go and do this thing. This will help you. And I was like, oh, who does all these things? This is all nonsense. This is all bullshit. I don't want to go. But I was just a kid, 10-year-old, in the 10th class, 16 years old. I was forced to go in that class. And the day I did Sudarshan Kriya, I still remember it was 30th October 2011. It changed my life completely. That day I decided this is something I know which is going to help me, and this is something completely different. Because that day, after the process, I slept for like 20-30 minutes, but I felt like I was sleeping for maybe, I don't know, maybe how many days or something like that. I got that deep rest for the first time in so many years, maybe, right? So that day I decided that this is something I want to even teach in the future. Whenever I get the chance, I'm going to practice it every day. I'm going to teach it to people as much as possible. I'm going to advertise it. And that's how Art of Living is growing. That's how Sudarshan Kriya is growing, by the word of mouth. You like it, you share it ahead. You like Bahubali movie, you loved it, you said to your friends, yeah, you must go and watch that movie, it's amazing. It's like that. You do this process once and you're like completely out of the world, what amazing process is this, and why I didn't do this earlier in my life.
Right.
Just go on sharing it to, okay, call your friends, call your family members, do it. Few people believe you, few people do not believe you, but whoever does it, they have the same thought, why didn't I do this earlier in my life?
Absolutely. In fact, when I was, one of my teachers told me to try Sudarshana Kriya because I was going through a little difficult phase in my life. And then initially I was also hesitant like you were. And then once I tried, I understood that it's nothing but a very scientific technique that has no religion, no, connotations of any other class or caste to it. So it is some sort of a global movement that we have achieved. And
True.
recently, Tokyo 2020 Olympics concluded, and I saw Gurudev's tweet when Simone Biles came out with, the entire mental health episode happened. But in India, we have had the importance to mental health decades and centuries ago, while the West is now sort of realizing this. Now, please tell me this: how has Art of Living been able to break that barrier where there is no boundaries of religion or class or creed, but everybody across the world are ascribing to it? How has this been possible? And to those few people who believe that this has something to do with religion, what would your message be?
See, there's a very simple answer to this. Breath, everyone breathes. There is no religion to our breath. It's not like that Hindu breathes something different, Christian breathes something different, nothing like that. And Sudarshan Kriya is a breathing process. It has nothing at all to do with any religion. Obviously, I do believe that this ancient science and everything is being originated from India. So we have that pride that okay, this is our culture and all this thing, and now Westerners are taking it away with from us. They are starting their big yoga institutes and they are destroying it away and all this thing. But Gurudev has kept it very simple, and it is appealing to everyone. See, whoever does this, okay, whoever does this process, and so simple, it's so scientific, as you even said. There is one website, alresearch.org, I guess.
Okay.
In that website, you will find so many research about Sudarshan Kriya from so many universities, from so many institutions, from so many scientists researching on Sudarshan Kriya and how it has helped people across the globe.
Right.
So there's definitely no doubt. And Gurudev as a personality, his vision is to spread happiness, smile to every face, right? To spread peace. Means wherever there is some conflict, he's the first one to be there helping people out. Yeah, say it as a Colombia, Ayodhya issue, and so many different countries, FARC, Colombia's FARC issue. So he's being there on the front foot, and he believes that we have to reach out. See, I liked in one of the talk of his, he shared this one very interesting thing. All these terrorists and all these negative elements of the society, they are very few, 1-2% maybe, but they are very active. They are determined. They are really committed in whatever they are doing. There are 98% of people, 99% of people who are good, who are happy, who are doing nice thing in the society, but they are not so much active. Now it's the time that good people become active and start spreading the good knowledge, right? And when we do that, see, happiness is contagious. You start spreading happiness, it will spread. It happened like that only. He started first teaching course. He started with 5-7 people in his first course back then, like 40 years back. Now every month, thousands and lakhs of people do this program across the globe, right? And obviously there is no religion factor. Everyone wants the happiness. Everyone wants peace. Everyone wants focus, confidence, clarity of mind. And what better than yoga, pranayama, meditation, Sudarshan Kriya? Sudarshan Kriya takes you to the deep meditation, which I believe that without Sudarshan Kriya, reaching to that level of meditation is like a basically effort of maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Right.
But with just one session of Sudarshan Kriya for second day of the course, when you practice it, you experience, like what you say, right? Ki I experienced the bliss, right? Like moksha mila mujhe, like moksha jaisa anubhav hua, like that. You experience literally that wow, what was that? As I said, I thought like I slept for days and days, but it was just 20-30 minutes.
It's an
Okay,
experience that you're giving out to people that they can
exactly,
make it
and
into
that
a
is,
lifestyle.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So, Prasadji, I know that Art of Living, Gurudev, and you personally also have had a lot of experience, not just in terms of what you discovered with Sudarshana Kriya, but also how it has impacted lives of so many other people, right? And also because I have a lot of mentors who are who are a big part of the Art of Living, and they keep telling me stories about how Gurudev is trying to mediate some problem in some part of the world. And I'm genuinely curious, not just as a journalist but as a human being who gets to hear a lot about Gurudev. Okay, now when we talk about Ayodhya Ram Mandir issue, fine, it's an internal issue and he's one of the biggest names out there. And it is understandable and believable to a certain extent that he can be there, and even the common man will believe it. But how is he able to do this in some part in Latin America, in some part in Africa? And, why do people connect and why do people give that authority to him?
You know, even I'm surprised to see all these things, that because whenever I see whatever Gurudev is doing across the globe, I'm in constantly. I'm in first obviously gratitude that I'm so fortunate that I'm there at this time witnessing all this thing happening, and also in a surprise mode that how he is doing all these things. You know, his smile when you meet him. If you have met him, you might have known. His smile is so amazing. Someone goes in front of me, like they drop all their what their thoughts and stuff, all the negativity, they drop it just like that, and it just happens. See, we believe, as in our tradition, we believe that all the saints and all these people, the basically more spiritual people, they have this some sort of aura with them, right, which affects people, and it has been scientific reason as well, right? There's this Maharishi effect as well, the science behind it. So I guess that might be the reason that whenever he's going out there meeting with these people, all these things are happening easily. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there's this concept that when you follow ahimsa, right, in your life, even people around you follow that. It start affecting people around you as well. So I guess that's one of the reason, obviously, in a spiritual sense of way, but in a practical sense of way, one thing I really, really liked about Gurudev is he is there to listen to everyone. See, generally when anyone goes, even if we are talking in between someone's fight, okay, some two people are fighting, if we are going in between, we want to talk, okay, you do this, you do that, okay, no, we have all these conceptions and all these things, all thoughts with us, we are in the dominating position. But Gurudev goes there as someone who listens to all the problems from both the sides, okay, and he's just there to connect people, to initiate the dialogue, right? Unless there is a dialogue, there will be a fight, there will be an argument. If there is a dialogue, both the people are talking, one people is understanding the other's problem, other people are understanding this person's problem, I think that's the simplest solution for any mediation, right? And obviously people across the globe knows him now, and is being famous. He's been like honored with so many awards internationally. So obviously that credibility, that name also carries the power now. But yeah, I think above everything, it's his belief that obviously that just being there, helping people out there can change the world. And I believe this as well because I have seen this thing happening in my life. So I will just share one of the small experience. So in my college life, I used to basically go and talk to people, students, that you must do this program, I'm volunteering for it, it's amazing, you must try it out, because obviously youngsters need a push. You must do this program. Who else will be like, very few people will be interested in learning spirituality because of the Western influence, right? So I told this to one of my friend, okay, that you must do it, and he was like, no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. It 3-4 courses happened in between that time. He was like, no, it's not my cup of tea. But then finally I said, okay, see, I knew that he was in a deep mess. His relationship was really at a bad stage and he was quite in a depression. I said, see, I'm going to tell this to you last time, you have to do this, okay? If you have any issue, if you have the issue like, okay, I cannot manage time, I have so many assignments, I will do your assignments, but you have to do this program. Right. You are like, okay, let me just try it out. Okay, he tried the program out. On the last day of the program, he shared his experience. He said that I was constantly thinking to commit suicide, and this program changed my life. Right. Now this thing just happened because I kept that constant force on him that you have to do this program. Okay, for me it was like, okay, just a practice, talking 4-5 times, okay, you have to do it, and all this thing. But for someone who discovered this, who actually give this gift to the humanity, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar. Imagine if he is telling you have to meditate, who will say no to him? No, I will not meditate. Right? So even in this Colombia's issue, the FARC guerrilla group, the government, they meditated with Gurudev at the embassy, guerrilla FARC group, the top leaders of that group. Basically for us, it's like an Naxalites. They meditated with Gurudev. Obviously after that, after meditation, who will want to pick up weapons and go to fight? Right? They're like so calm, okay, yeah, we will sort it out. Right, exactly. And you must see that video, it is on YouTube as well, that ULFA militancy to meditation. There is this Naxalite group in India, right, ULFA. So 700 militants of ULFA came to Bangalore ashram. They dropped the weapon, they joined the mainstream, they did program maybe I guess 10, 20 or 30 days, I don't know exactly how many days, I don't remember. You see that video, maybe you can share with your viewers, maybe in the comment section or something like this, in the description. That video, if you watch, you will not believe that how this few days can change someone's life. I love this very beautiful thing which Gurudev said, that behind every culprit there is a victim crying for help.
Right.
That is like something, whenever even I speak about this sentence, it opens up so much of different dimensions. Like we constantly see any culprit as a, like he's someone who should get like hanged or death is the sentence for him and all these things. And how can he do that? But Gurudev's way of looking is completely different. And believe me that more than I guess 7 or 8 lakh prisoners across the globe has done the Art of Living programs. And a lot of them have shared that because of Art of Living, they are now calm, peaceful and all these things. And if Art of Living, if this technique, Sudarshan Kriya have came in their life earlier, before they committed the crime, they will not have been in the jail today. And
Right.
I think that's a magic. That's a magic.
Yes, absolutely. And you're very right, and it's very inspiring what you've just said. And in fact, I will go and watch the video as well. We are living through a pandemic. First of all, I know that you're running short of time, so I'll just ask you my last question. We are living through a pandemic, and people are going through all sorts of problem in the world. There's domestic violence, there's corporal punishment on children. Teenagers are going into depression and suicide because education has come to a physical halt. In this time, like how has technology helped? How have you been adapting more towards the changing times? And what do you think are the problems? And how do you think Art of Living is going to help it in the near future?
Right. So you might have known that Art of Living also has one more sister organization called IAHV, International Association for Human Values. In the past 1.5 years of the pandemic, IAHV has distributed so many meals. They have helped so many millions of people across India, across the globe, being there on the like a frontline warriors, helping people out there. And I really like this thing about Art of Living and really feel pride about it, that Art of Living is always on the front foot. When anything like man-made calamity, natural calamity, anything comes up, they are on the front foot. Now coming to the technology part, definitely see when all this thing got down to standstill, everything closed down. Obviously our courses which used to happen in some nice hall in some cities and all these things, they also got the break. But obviously Gurudev has been always on the front foot to adapt the technology, right? To be there leading everyone, right? Since beginning. So even just when the pandemic started, he started meditation twice a day. 12 noon used to be there, evening 7:30 used to be there. For me, almost 4-5 months he conducted meditation morning and evening himself. And millions of people across the globe attended to these meditations, and it has been one of the biggest savior for a lot of people. Because when I heard so many experiences of people, because see, for some people going out living the life is what they are, right? And for them being there at the home having that constant pressure, constant fights in the home, normal fights which used to happen, it will be very tiring. And at that same time, you have to do the job as well, take care of the family as well. The meditation helped a lot. Even today, Art of Living programs are happening live. I myself conduct Art of Living Sudarshan Kriya program live. Yoga classes I conduct live. So I think technology has been something which is something which we really need to adapt, okay, but in a right way. So few years back, I don't remember exactly, we had this initiative for a few months, that social media for social good. So generally, if we see, a lot of negative stuff keeps happening on social media, especially Twitter. So Twitter is a lot of toxic thing, right? A lot of fights keeps happening, and trolling keeps happening, and for some sick reason, we all enjoy that. Even I am culprit. Even I enjoy that. Wow, how amazing this person trolled this person. Okay, I don't know. It's a human
It's a guilty
basic.
pleasure.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So, but in this whole thing, technology, we have to make sure that we don't lose our sanity. Right. We have to keep spreading the happiness. We have to keep spreading the goodness on the social media. We have to spread good things, what's happening in the society. And I'm like really shocked, like very few, not like rarely any media houses cover positive news. You'll be shocked to know that Art of Living has rejuvenated more than some, I guess, 47 or 48 rivers in India. You know, that much of rivers rejuvenation has not been done by any government, not even by United Nations there's some organization for the water thing, not even by them. Okay, and this is being done just by the ground level volunteers, the villagers, yeah, and the help of obviously CSR fundings and all. And this is something revolutionary, and it is changing lives of thousands of people, millions of people. Latur, you might know that Latur, Marathwada region in Maharashtra, was always in the news for 5 years back because of droughts. But since 5-6 years, nobody cares about Latur, because there's the river, Manjra river there, Art of Living, with the help of obviously CSR, government, all these things, villagers, they worked on the river for, I guess, 18-19 kilometers. They dig it up, rejuvenated the river. It was a huge thing. It's like giving a life to someone, right? And these things, these news are not there out in the media, mainstream media, not in the prime time shows, people discussing about it, that why such models should be implemented literally across the globe, not just India. This is something which should be there. And this has been the effort of Gurudev Shri Shankar as well, whenever he meets media people and all, to spread positivity from every medium, from social media. He's being active on literally all the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. He's there spreading the happiness and smile. And I believe we should also follow that same path. Yeah, enjoy trolling some once in a while. Yeah, but spread the happiness through the technology. That's something which we should all aspire for.
What a beautiful message. Thank you so much for that, Prasad ji. And I think not just India, but the whole world is really grateful for what Art of Living and Gurudev and people like you are doing, because that is what we need, especially at this time when we are going through a global crisis. Thank you so much for that. And on behalf of our viewers, let me just say that we're extremely grateful to people like you. And of course, I would I hope there would be someday where I can interview Gurudev as well and personally hear from him.
Definitely.
And as far as the media is concerned, please do tune into Chitti Media, because we are going to cover positive news like this as well. And we hope to bring out more such stories. Prasadji, thank you so much for taking out your time, and namaste.
Thanks a lot.
It's been very inspiring to hear from you, and I hope you can join us again.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Thank you, Prasadji. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
And to all our viewers, please do like, share, and subscribe to Chitti Media. This is a part of our current affairs series. Until then, this is your host, Sharan Sethi, signing off.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. धन्यवाद, नमस्कार.